one-shotting all of these SCVs. We do have Marines moving up here. We'll be engaging these these mutalisks, trying to persuade them to kind of, you know, just leave these SCVs alone. As we just saw SlayerBoxer fall quite a... okay, well, never mind. He's only 9 behind now, but he did actually have the lead before that. So right now, the Thor has entered the field. We do actually have this Banshee running for her life. It doesn't look like she's actually going to make it, as this entire flock is going to just eat... Whoa, wait. No, they actually gave up at the last moment, so she is definitely counting her blessings, and we have the second flock of mutalisks kind of loitering around this natural expansion. Of course, these turrets are definitely going to be a pain in these mutalisks' sides. They are not worth engaging, as those turrets only take about, well, they only take 100 minerals to build, and these mutalisks, of course, are worth a lot more. So right now, unfortunately, those bunkers were unoccupied. This Thor will be throwing a couple of javelin missiles up into this flock, doing a lot of AoE damage right here, as, excuse me, it does 12 damage versus line unupgraded, which is pretty brutal, especially seeing as multiple missiles do go up at one time. On this Banshee that thought she had just absolutely had it made, totally just ate it right there, as she completely got shot down, as SlayerBoxer pretty much just kind of forgot about her, as she's kind of useless at this point. So right now, what do we have coming out here for our players? We have STEM coming out, we have Combat Shield coming out, we have vehicle weapons level 1, and we have infantry weapons level 1. So SlayerBoxer looking to make his ground forces that much more stubborn and that much more deadly, as we have a third Thor coming online right now. We have 2 Thors back to back right here. Of course, you do not want to run this this flock of mutalisks over there. Oh, and this Banshee kind of getting out there, as if she is caught by by KyrixZenith, she is completely going to get crapped on, seeing as, yeah, well, actually, no, she has Cloak, so she'll be okay until a Overseer comes up with this Queen. We'll be engaging her. We will not actually see Cloak coming on here for her right now, as we do actually see her queuing up, attacking this one drone, and we'll be moving out here with only 23 health left, 14 health left, and the mutalisks will be coming up here, so it does look like her doom has been sealed right here, which sees them splitting up here, looking for her, but actually not going straight for her, so she actually just made it. And, wow, that is actually one lucky Banshee, as she does have 8 kills. I'm assuming most of those would be drones. And, wow, actually, that's pretty awesome for her, and pretty unfortunate for KyrixZenith, as Krix, of course, could have just gone straight and would have been more than able to completely annihilate her right now. But it does actually look like SlayerBoxer will be moving out here to pressure the main, and we have 4 Thors on the field. So these mutalisks need to stay away from them. We have a lot of roaches on the field. We don't see that many Zerglings. Actually, we see a few more Zerglings entering the battle. These Zerglings will be very effective at taking the Thors on. But, excuse me, the Marines will need to be getting up in front and trying to soak up that damage, as these Thors are pretty much going to be the DPS powerhouses right here, keeping those mutalisks down to a dull roar, as those mutalisks, there are a lot of mutalisks up in the air right now. We actually see... oh, we see 15 mutalisks up in the air right now. Actually, we have 15 banelings on the field, too. We actually have KyrixZenith moving out here, will be engaging these forces, so forcing SlayerBoxer to kind of fall back and try to protect himself here. As we do see the tanks deploying, these tanks will do a lot of damage if these banelings get anywhere near them, as they will just completely rain those massive, massive shells down on them, and those banelings will just blow up like dirty little water balloons. So right now, SlayerBoxer kind of put in a tough position, as if he moves out, he risked a base race that I don't know if he could really win right here, but we actually do have the forces of KyrixZenith moving up here, and there are a lot of roaches and a lot of banelings mixed up in here, so these roaches will be able to soak up a lot of damage. We do actually have the banelings moving up here. We have the Marines stemming and running back here, so we are going to see these Thors being exposed. We see 2 of the Thors picked up here by these medevacs right here, so really doing a great job, but dropping them once again, so KyrixZenith allowing his roaches to really soak up a lot of that damage, and allowing him to knock out the anti-air threat that SlayerBoxer was posing. And right now we have 32 more Zerglings coming on the field, so we're going to see a lot more Zerglings and possibly a lot more banelings, as we do see a small drone transfer right here. We see Overlords with the speed upgrade moving out here, will be scouting around. I think they will be catching the tail end of that movement right there, and we do see a few more straggler Marines right here trying to come up here, trying to basically get up in the face of this high yield expansion, as this is really going to be an artery that he wants to cut off, and SlayerBoxer is going to be doing exactly that. We do see Transfusion coming down on the hatchery twice now, but the Queen, of course, running out of energy. We do see the hatchery will be exploding right there. We do see the forces of KyrixZenith moving up there, sniping that Thor, and we see the medevacs definitely trying to drop these units down and just barely getting them out in time. We just see a few of those Marines die up in the medevac. Of course, you never want to lose those units like that, seeing as the simple fact is, this medevac goes down, all those Marines go down with them. So it always definitely brings a tear to any Terran player when you see those medevacs go down like that, especially fully laden. Now, we have this one Mutalisk, that Mutalisk is not very happy, as he only has 13 health left. But of course, we do see KyrixZenith right now with quite the army. We actually see him sitting at 200 versus SlayerBoxer's 125 though. So right now, I really feel that we should be seeing some aggression from KyrixZenith, as we do see this one medevac running for its life. Of course, was sniped by those Mutalisks, and those Mutalisks grinning there as they knock down that. Quite heavy. I believe there's a Marine, or I'm sorry, we do actually have a Marine drop coming down right there. Of course, it was completely overrun. That medevac was shot down out of the sky, as these Mutalisks are quite numerous right there. So SlayerBoxer trying to come back with something, trying to kind of level the playing field, as right now we actually have KyrixZenith with 60 Harvesters. So he is really cranking in the minerals right here. And he's neck and neck with SlayerBoxer, but really what's bringing him ahead is the simple fact that he's bringing up a lot more Vespene than SlayerBoxer right now. So, going back to the production tab, we see Adrenal Glands, we see melee level 1 right here, and we actually see an engagement with these tanks trying to throw some power in there with their siege weapon. And these Marines and Marauders sitting here, letting those tanks soak up that damage, but I don't know if that's exactly what SlayerBoxer needed to do right now. We do see his units moving back here, and these Roaches just not really taking no for an answer. The Thor throwing up some missiles up into the air, trying to knock down these Mutals, but of course the Thor being sniped by these Roaches. There are just too many Roaches right now for SlayerBoxer to deal with this one tank sitting back here, throwing down more AoE damage on these Roaches. You see all these Roaches with a lot of damage to them, and we see all these production facilities soaking up the damage of these Roaches, and really SlayerBoxer is up on the ropes once again, and KyrixZenith looks like he might be taking this here relatively shortly, unless we see some a rain of nukes or something crazy like that, as this one planetary fortress though is still operational. So we do actually have a economy for SlayerBoxer, but I don't know if SlayerBoxer really has anything to do with that, as we see him queuing up a lot of production facilities right here. He still has 3 racks here on the lower ground. He has 2 racks up on the high ground. We have some Marines sitting here up on the ramp, but of course, seeing that their doom was just about to show up, we see him actually GGing out of here. So SlayerBoxer being taken 2-0 by KyrixZenith. So KyrixZenith's doing a great job of applying a lot of pressure mid to late game and just overwhelming SlayerBoxer. Doing a good job with the Roaches. These Roaches have been a keystone of KyrixZenith's basically strategy, and just the power that he's been able to bring out here. Nice combination with the Mutalisk, mixing up, not doing Mutaling, but doing the Roach Muta. It's proven quite effective for him, as you've seen it here. So SlayerBoxer losing to KyrixZenith once again here on Scrap Station. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. Let me know what you think about what's going on here. If you like these kind of a high tier, I personally love it. We're going to see some Nest Tea, and we're going to see some Fruit Dealer coming on, and hopefully I'll have these up by the morning. So guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me. Thumbs up if you like, thumbs down if you don't. Leave comments. I love hearing comments. And of course, subscribe. I really appreciate the support that I've seen so far, and would love everyone else to support. So guys, thank you so much for joining me once again, and as always, citizens, stay safe.